So we are. Hi there, everyone. We're on. I'm Drossi. I'm here with my friend thalane. How are you today?
Hi, video games. We're in Virginia?
Yes.
Yes, okay, I got the state right. That's the peril of being Canadian here.
It's a commonwealth.
So close. Hi, right, video games. Thalana, or Thalane, because that's the easier way to say it, versus Lumaga. Both runners undefeated so far, but one of them actually has a win already today.
Yes, Lumaga beat Conster earlier today. This is a group of 5 playing round robin. So everyone gets to play each other once. Aktheboker and Vextifer are the other runners they will eventually have to face. Yeah, either Thalane's 1-0 after this and Lumaga's 1-1, or Lumaga's 2-0 and Thalane's 0-1.
Well, let me start repeating the thing everyone's going to say all weekend, which is, wow, I wouldn't want to be in any of these groups. These players are really good. And you kind of expect that from people who are willing to travel to go play video games in a tournament. So expecting good, or at the very least, really interesting things from both these runners, neither of whom are particularly new to the scene. They both know what they're doing here.
Yeah. They've been around for quite a few years now.
Sorry, we're just sorting out technical issues.
Sorry about that.
I think the runners will be ready to go soon.
Okay, there's the music.
Refresh me and anyone watching what the mode is
Oh,
today.
yes, the mode is SpeedGaming Live Open mode. So if you remember last year, we have a kind of unusual item pool. So it's the same idea as what we did last year, only this time it's open 7-7 with starting boots instead of a casual boot start. But let's see. 4 swords placed, but you can only get 3, and the 4th becomes a green 20. 4 bottles placed, you can only get 2, the others become bloopies, and the bottles are always empty. You can only get 1 shield. Again, all 3 placed. 2 armors placed, you can only get 1. We've taken out 8 boss heart containers and replaced them with 8 pieces of heart.
So that is where we can expect to see some big challenges for the runners, as they're playing on just fewer hearts than we would expect normally.
Yeah, health's a bit lower, and we will be seeing a lot of pieces of heart.
I have not seen this SpongeBob sprite before.
Wow, me neither.
It reminds me of the Cactar sprite, where it's just a little too static and it's a little jarring, and I love it.
Okay, so I caught Eastern as a 5-6 crystal and Hera as a regular crystal. I didn't catch Desert,
I
did you?
believe Desert is a pendant today.
Okay. Ooh.
And there's a Moon Pearl, right?
Nothing like Sphere 1 Moon Pearl, right?
Okay, cool.
Yes, Desert's a blue pendant. There we go.
All right, both runners starting off on the same path so far. The quick King's Tomb check, throw the sign for the tree pull. This time just 10 arrows. Not really what you want.
Ooh, but the bush crab, full magic
I
jar.
would rather have bombs.
That would be a nice find. Yeah, that's just 300 bucks on Lumberjack.
You know, I don't actually like seeing that in Lumberjack.
Because it's 300 bucks you can't get?
Yeah. I mean, it's good to know it's out of the pool, but it kind of sucks to just be like, well, that's one of my rupee caches gone. Makes it that much harder to kind of end up with early Zora money. We see Thalane also skipping the big 20 in the forest, and it's not going to hurt with a big 300 down the hole. That's most of our money problem solved.
Yeah.
Ignore what I just said, everyone.
Pay the bottle vendor, buy bombs if you need to. Though with early boots, we can also bonk the rock to get a bomb coming out of Lost Woods.
Yeah. We can also just bonk the tree on the way out of Lost Woods if we want. Doesn't help, but... And Thalane's going to skip all of that and...
go to the bomb shop.
Just beeline to that.
Looks like Lumaga's doing this. No, Lumaga's checking back at the tavern first.
Yeah, just on the off chance this happens to have 3 bombs in it.
course, this then makes the routing through CAC a little bit unusual.
Well, it's fine. Just skip race game and library. And that won't cause you any stress for the entire game.
Not at all. Ooh, that's always interesting. Getting an early cape could be part of an Agaseed equation.
Yeah, okay. Bombs right in the well, of course, though you don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
In a setting like this.
Early hook shot, nice.
Okay. There's our first bottle in the well as well. Which means at least we get the sick kid check now as opposed to later.
He'll probably just give us his lunch money again.
I would like real progression from this area, please. And
Lamp?
Lamp does not count.
We're getting really close to Aga.
No,
We're a sword away from Aga.
No. That is really what I don't want to see at this point. I don't want to see these runners playing a 20-minute guessing game before they finally break down and do it. I like them too much to subject them to this.
And to answer chat, the early Moon Pearl was Bonk Rocks.
Oh, I love that hook speed coming out of Blindside.
Wow,
I didn't
that
actually
was
know that
nice.
was a staircase. I knew that Thievestown, the dungeon in the Dark World, had an equivalent staircase, but that's nifty.
So here's where Lumaga makes up his time as Thalane has to check the back of the tavern, right?
That was at least 1 second of time, possibly more.
So here's Library, which is of course Sphere 1 in a starting boots mode. Not taking the money. It's like 1/300 and, well, that's all you need for the seed, right?
I mean, almost.
That's a bow. You might want that plane.
The muscle memory of just mashing select on that screen, and you go, hang on.
I wonder if Lumaga does a blind race game. Nope, he'll check it as well. Same muscle memory.
I like to think it's a good sign for the race when both runners are pulling the same moves at this point.
But you know, early bow, early lamp, Eastern's a crystal. You might as well go to Saha and Eastern.
If either runner just did that right now, I would not be surprised in the slightest. Okay, Lumaga, you can't dash through the bushes quickly. You can dash through them. Just
you can dash into them.
Off of them.
So let's... Yeah, Thalane's doing kind of regular South Shore checks. I wonder if Lumaga's gonna go straight to Saha Eastern.
Yeah, this is... I would have a tough time going south at this point just because I'm kind of close to Zora money. So I like the idea of going east first in the hopes of coming up with those funds. And then when I do go South Shore,
Also
I can pay
makes
off my
sense.
entire debt to Zora.
And that was just a shield on Floating Island, so we won't be going back there. Swamp is green pendant, which is interesting. At least we have the hook shot already.
Yay.
Mini Moldorm Cave didn't have anything more interesting than the Bloomerang.
It did have enough pieces of heart to get Thalane up to a 4th heart, which doesn't give him an extra heart of protection against the crabs here, so so just don't hit any of them. Easy.
Nice bow and arrow strats by Lumaga there to get past the enemies on the way to Eastern.
And Ether Medallion and Ice Rod Cave. I assume Lumaga's going to be picking that up before it makes a difference anywhere.
Yeah, interesting find, though. And as you were saying, thalane is nowhere near Zora money, so he is going to do fake flipper checks here, and he won't be able to do Zora.
Yeah, I mean, he still gets to scout the island because he didn't before, and head into the waterfall. And
well, there's our one mail upgrade in Eastern. I mean, there's a second, but it'll just become a bloopy now. Ooh. Logically flipper-locked mirror. Interesting. And thalane's not doubling back to check Hobo. I'm a little surprised.
yeah, I mean, it's a long ways. It's a couple screen transitions.
Well, he still had his water walk.
It's a couple screen transitions.
Of course, the interesting thing about mirrors with Swamp being a pendant, we don't even know if it's required.
Yeah, and with Hookshot already, we have a lot of Death Mountain access just by going up the mountain at this point. It's not like we're relying on mirror necessarily to get into Hera.
I mean, we might be relying on mirror to get into Hera.
We might be, but... Early hammer, right? Right? We're just gonna...
Sitting right there on Armos Knights, right?
We're just gonna find the hammer now? Early lamp, really? These runners are better than this. They don't need the lamp. I came to this tournament. I just want to see some dark roses. Is that too much to ask?
We've had plenty of them in other races today, right?
Lumaga not going for the deboost strat, and is in fact going to take care of this big key room the old-fashioned way. Just having a hard time hunting the last popos down. He's through now.
And all for a bloopy.
Yeah, so thalane's extra heart here may give him the confidence he needs to just deboost through that all and save
Which is
a fair amount of time.
Yeah, it's odd.
Like 10 seconds.
I'd understand that more if they didn't have blue mail, but they have blue mail.
I mean, blue mail doesn't change the amount you're taking from the antivirus, though.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So,
okay.
So you're still in a fair amount of danger. And if you get bopped in that room, you're not coming back from that easily.
Now I'm thinking of Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger.
No, actually, they're in Eastern Palace.
But we've only seen 2 items, right? Armos has an item?
I can't count above 1, so who knows?
You know what they say, there are 3 kinds of people. Those who can count, those who can't, and those who didn't realize it was a ternary joke. Or something like that.
Something like that.
I think I got it wrong.
Yeah, look at that quicker big key room from thalane. Well, I mean, we're talking 10 seconds here, but seconds add up, as I'm fond of saying. Nice Armos fight, though, from Lumaga, and that is not what I wanted to see.
That is our Aga access.
All right.
So do you just rush Aga on the assumption that the seed is screaming it at you?
So for thalane, there's not much left to do. For Lumaga, there is the question of going south. Neither runner, of course, has been to Agina's cave, but
Right.
that would be a very outside play here. The thing is, neither runner's done Uncle, neither runner's touched Escape.
Right.
And I would be touching those with the intention of, or the expectation that I'm doing Aga. But I like this play from Lumaga to go south.
Yeah, especially with the mirror, doing Escape into Aga makes a lot of sense.
Ooh, and Lumaga missing the hook clip, unfortunately, is going to have to take a second run at this. That's a frustrating one to miss. It's for Lumaga. It's like, you know that you can do it, and normally in the first few minutes of a game, you're hoping you're just going to get your little tricks out easily, and then that'll put you on solid footing execution-wise, and you'll just keep that momentum going. You start missing those, and you go, not feeling great about my play here. We will also see Lumaga possibly make the check on Zora and scout the ledge, which would all be a sequence break, but is potentially a major sequence break.
Yeah, is he gonna have enough money for Zora, though? I don't...
Oh, does he still not have...
Ooh, Uncle has silvers. Interesting.
You're right, Lumaga didn't pick up any money from Eastern. I was just assuming all the rupees would be there, but they clearly were not.
50 from Uncle.
What does thalane do here with his keys? Maybe he opens the chest and there's a key and he can clear the whole thing. Great.
As you were saying.
Wonderful. that is what you like to see.
So the entirety of Escape is now in logic.
Yeah. Yeah, now he doesn't have to play tricky mind-guessing games of, oh, God, am I bothering to save scum any of this? How important do I think the back is? There's none of that to worry about.
There's also so far nothing useful, but Lumaga's giving us our first look at Hobo, which thalane notably skipped while he was sequence breaking. Nothing like a vanilla bottle, right?
Okay. But we've already got one. And there, Lumaga finds the pixel.
I've already got one. Oh. I guess Escape's kind of important.
Yes and no?
I mean, yes, we still need a glove as well to not have this be an Aga seed.
The important thing about that hammer pickup is that it means the runners have access to the Dark World after they've beaten Aga. Right, they had no glove, they had no flippers, so there was no way of actually using that hook shot to get over to West Dark World. Hammer provides that, and is maybe a hint about where to go once they get through. Although, pod's fully clearable at this point.
And if it's a crystal, you might as well if you do the Aga play. So there's Lumaga's mirror. Yeah, unfortunate that, you know, in everything they've done, they still don't have Zora money, but Lumaga is going to scout the ledge.
I mean, if you really want money, you can just beat Aga and bonk the lumberjack tree and grab your 300 there.
I mean, ooh, book on Zora ledge.
Okay.
Now, Ancilla Splash Delete is a bit tricky because we did beat Armo, so that tends to get the Ancilla out of whack. You have to generally drown a few bombs to make it work. Yeah, see, it's not going to work unless he resets it.
Yep. I think he's going to bail on this. Just head to the castle. And that's probably the right call. You know, There's a
especially-
really outside chance that that book leads to desert and gives you a huge sequence break, but there's an equal chance, probably a much stronger chance, that you just get nothing out of it and you've wasted a ton of time when you should have been doing AGA.
Yeah, and desert's a pendant on top of everything.
Exactly. So this is probably okay for Lumaga.
In any case, those silvers are very nice for climbing Aga Tower.
Especially since we're trying to do this climb with Fighter Sword, which is not the normal way you get to do it.
By the way, if any of you in chat would like to guess how many blue balls we are going to see from Aga, was that a 2U signal?
No, that was a 3.
Oh, okay. I can't see your fingers out of the corner of my
That's
eye.
okay, I can.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with 2 then.
Those 2, chat.
Lumaga now also discovering this whole thing is in logic. We also did get a Cane of Burna in the back of Escape.
Oh yeah.
That plus the hammer, we'd still need a glove, but getting close to Spike Cave in logic, randomly.
Yeah, oddly enough. This has been an okay climb from thalane. He's been keeping good track of his arrow count. And they've really been good at keeping him climbing the dungeon, though he is a little low on health just from a couple of falls, or some hits into falls earlier in the dungeon. But he is at the top now, and is going to be ahead of Lumaga going into the Dark World. Shoutouts to pulling off a hook speed before that cutscene triggers so you can get to the top that much faster.
Yeah, Thalane's already gotten a good couple minutes lead here.
Yeah.
Largely just through cleaner execution, I would say.
Yeah, there's been very little backtracking, routing-wise, so...
There's Lumaga's hammer. I mean, imagine if a glove's on Aegina, though. That would be quite something.
Normally I don't wish it on the runners, but I would like to see that happen to both of them, because it sucks when it happens to one runner, and it's hilarious when they both freak out about it.
How many blue balls is that?
I don't count. I
Oh.
thought I told you this.
Oh, right, you can't count past 1. And that's why you work in computers.
Yeah, that's all I need to count to.
Well, that's...
Legitimately, I do think that is 3. But we'll find out here. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, 3 blue balls. I win today.
Yay, Thalane.
And I'm expecting a map check coming up right here. Red Crystal Thieves, Green Pendant Swamp, but we knew that, and Pendant Mire. Okay.
Yeah, so we will need to go to pod, and there's our glove sitting on the pyramid, so that solves that.
Alright.
Yeah, might as well just do pod now.
I've missed something. Did Lumaga do a save and quit rather than a mirror?
Yeah, he might not have been thinking.
Ooh, that's too bad.
Because, yes, a mirror would have gotten him exactly what he wanted.
And as expected, Thalane, seeing that pod as a crystal today, is just going to head over there for the easy second crystal.
Oh, Lumaga's also really low on arrows. That could make his climb a bit tougher than Thalane's.
Ooh, yeah. So Thalane was getting drops along the way. We can expect Lumaga to, if he wins the right 50-50s, get some as well. But yeah, this is a substantial lead going into the Dark World.
Yeah, and Lumaga's almost certainly going to follow the same route, so he's not gonna, you know, really gain, especially given the execution advantage that thalane has.
Yeah, thalane likely doesn't know it for certain at this point, but currently his best play is just going to be kind of standard, non-aggressive routing. Just go to the crystals you can beat, and that'll give him a few opportunities to keep moving and hopefully unlock progression to keep getting more crystals.
Yeah, I mean,
he's in a very good spot right now, but this is randomizer, I'm told. Anything can happen.
Yeah, Pod Thieves and Hera are all full clearable.
And we could do all of those and still not have a Titan's Mitt. So. But yeah, we're seeing here the impact of not having any silvers. Lumaga's now having to hunt down the red guards and use the hammer in its wonky hitbox there. So he's getting through this dungeon, but it is taking longer.
Oh, how did thalane bonk that and didn't open? It looked
I think he was too close.
spot on. Oh. You have to have enough of a running start?
I think.
Oh, that was a nice cape usage to avoid the electric Barry.
Mm-hmm. See, if Lumaga could just get to Pod, there would be arrow refills galore. I mean, there's also a 5-arrow refill in this room for him. But
Ooh, the red cane. Okay, well, that's part of the piece to the puzzle. We will need that for Turtle Rock. Those you were saying, you know,
Lumaga,
myths.
there's arrows in the top right corner of the Pod's room. They're right there. Yeah, so good switch to the hook shot here and just neutralize the enemies and play it safe.
Wow, how often do you see someone exit the arena the way the game intended you to?
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this bomb jump in years.
Yeah, and
I couldn't even have told you how to set this up. Nicely done.
Yeah, he got the cane. I'm surprised he didn't use the glitch where you put down a block and run through the switch blocks.
Yeah.
But the lane's old school.
Shoutouts to Cross Product, I think, or GamerCal, whose tutorial from like 5 years ago taught me that bomb jump, and I said, I'm never going to see this, I'm never going to use this, and thalane just did. You know, rooms like this in Dark Maze here are where we really start to see the impact of changing the item pool. Just removing all those boss heart containers means these runners have fewer hearts than I would normally expect you to have in Dark Maze. 5 is not a lot.
Yeah.
The enemies hit. This is not actually an easy game.
The early blue mail is certainly nice, though. I mean, it doesn't affect spikes, of course, but it does help you on a lot of things.
Lumaga takes down Ega. We can see that same map check and
he's about to see his glove.
oh yeah. And I assume he'll also head to Pod. Shoutouts to thalane switching, just quick swapping between the silvers and the regular arrows there. Because those silvers do lag the game when you're firing them. And if you don't need them on screen, you should not be putting them there. Hammer-only turtle room from thalane goes incredibly smoothly. This guy knows how to play the video game, and I'm just going to say that a lot.
You think he's had a few years practice?
At least 2.
You think maybe he was once runner-up in a major tournament?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually. I think maybe he was.
I think maybe he won a season of League, the inaugural season, in fact.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
He's a bit of a tough opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, nice Helmosaur fight. Only needed 1 shot to hit that center jewel, and he is basically a full clear of pod ahead at this point. This is, again, a very strong position to be in.
Yeah. From here, you probably do Catfish, I would think. Because when else are you going to do it? Or do you think he's going to go Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb? Since he has the mirror.
It's hard to say. I'm a little surprised he didn't just save and quit, since at this point, save and quit would put you back on the pyramid. He's going to go north.
Yeah, saving and quitting almost certainly would have been faster. I had forgotten that.
But,
oh,
you know,
yeah.
all I'm trying to do is nitpick his route. He has to think about the entire game and track and all of that at once.
And
so.
it's easy to forget that Aga down plus mirror means you can save and quit to pyramid.
That's true most of the time. I remember that by trying to save and quit into the light world and accidentally ending up on the pyramid.
I have seen many runners do that many times.
Oh. So we are seeing Catfish, and this, of course, is actually a very good combo because not only is this Catfish, this is the ledge check. I didn't think the rock would work from there.
Me neither. But thalane knows stuff we don't.
Yeah, as low as you can possibly be.
How low can you go?
And we're also finally going to see a Zora check in addition to that.
Yeah, though I'm not sure how his Ancilla is at this point, whether he'd be able to splash delete.
Oh, he's got enough bombs to retry it if he wants.
Yeah, and I think he can do it with Samaria, too. I forget the exact Ancilla setup with Samaria. Did we get anything out of Pod? Oh, yeah, Samaria.
Samaria. He's walking out of Zora area.
Is this going to be a hobo play? Or is he going to mirror back and do Graveyard Ledge now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so long run to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Lumaga's almost done with the back of Pod here, and then he'll head to Helma King. Honestly, pretty nice seed. We've mostly just been able to keep doing dungeons. See how long we can keep that up.
Pretty nice, except for the, forced fighter sword Aga Tower.
Well, that's what the silver arrows are for.
Lumaga would ask you, what silver arrows?
At least he's partially filled his quiver now.
Yeah, that's just Pod being Pod.
What do you know? A piece of heart. I bet this will be a piece of art too in Graveyard Ledge.
Fire rod, fire rod, fire rod, fire rod. Please, fire rod.
Ooh!
Okay.
I'll take Titan's Mints.
Yeah, I mean, we had to get them at some point. They don't
Now,
give you a ton right now. I don't really want to head to Dark Death Mountain with those at this point.
I mean, you could go there. We have Hera available. We have a ton of checks up there.
We do.
I don't think it's the worst play to do Death Mountain. And it looks like Thalane's at least going to check Bumper Ledge. I guess we'll see if he mirrors and then does Death Mountain.
Okay. What if? And I'm like 50-50 on this, and I don't know how much of that is joking, or which side of this is joking, but what if you just took those mids? If you... Finally, you dingus, they can't go to Ice Palace. They don't have a fire source. And I just want a Fighter Sword Ice Palace.
Yeah, wait for,
Though,
you know...
admittedly not with 5 hearts. Like, I love Fighter Sword Ice, but not under those conditions.
No, I mean, the worst thing would be if, you know, Fire Rods and TR.
Oh, please, no. We hate to see that.
I mean, if TR is Ether, it's possible.
Alright, there is Lumaga's second dungeon completed with the Helmasaur fight done. Coming out of that safe with 5 full hearts, but just not running it as quickly as Thalane was able to do.
Yeah, now, Lumaga could save time if he just completely forgets about Catfish and Zora right now, but chances are he will go up that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I would cut, but in his position,
Okay, save and
I
quit
feel
the
like I would
pyramid.
have to cut something at this point.
I mean, he better not cut Graveyard Ledge, then he's in trouble.
Then he's in trouble, and unfortunately, that might be on the list of things. Although
See if he goes
with
north
the
or
early
south.
mirror,
Oh,
feel
no,
like
he's going south.
huh.
I mean, he won't be able to do very much down here. There's, like, you know, Hype Cave and Stumpy and Dig Game, and that's about it.
Yeah, this won't.
Cave 45.
This won't hurt too much, other than it's ground that he might be treading in a few minutes, anyways, if he decides to do a Smith check with the mitts.
So Skull Woods didn't give us anything except a bunch of money.
Did we get our 2 items from there?
I didn't catch if we got both. We got a 300, but I don't remember if we got the other thing.
And Hype Cave's not turning up with much.
Hype Cave being full of junk? I'm shocked.
The economy, man. The economy.
They'll sell you junk for a lot of hype. Okay, Thieves is full clearable.
Yep.
And as long as you know the blind script, you don't even mind having 5 hearts for it.
There's the elusive, or potentially elusive Ice Rod just hanging out right in the way. Just where we like to see it.
Shovel in Cave 45 is also interesting because you can check that almost immediately.
That's actually a fantastic spot to find it.
Aw, Lumaga gets a shield anyway.
And a red boomerang closing out the front of Thieves Town.
I didn't actually see what was in the shovel spot, but I assume nothing important.
Oh, let's go with that. There's nothing new on the tracker. Oh, our tracker missed it too, he says.
Oh.
Which I shouldn't be calling him out on, but thanks, DFS, for tracking anyways.
So, Chad, if you saw what was in Dig Spot, let us in on the secret. Chat's saying it was junk.
Everything junk.
Except for the things that isn't.
I was probably looking at the screen. I saw it was there, and it just registered as junk. And went right out the other ear. Thalane is just tearing through these dungeons. Like this is the guy who knows every dash line, everywhere to stand, how long to wait when you walk into this room. And the consistency that Boots start gives these runners, where they know throughout the whole game they get to use the dash lines. It's just a huge benefit to runners like Thalane.
Yeah, he is really optimizing his use there. Lumaga skipping Skull Woods, that'll save him a bit of time for the moment. Hey, there are the flippers that put the mirror in logic.
Oh yeah. And put the book in logic if the runners really want to go for that. It's a hard sell to go and pick up that book, though.
You can't actually pull a tablet. You can read a tablet, but you can't pull it.
Yeah, and with only one sword, I don't even want to think about having to go to the tablets for items.
Thalane getting off script, I'm surprised.
Alright, let's just play a little bullet hell game.
I mean, he's got the cape and the cane. He'll be
He
fine.
doesn't need those.
5 hearts. Enough for anyone, right?
Just don't get hit.
So that's crystal number 3, not even at the 40-minute mark.
Once again, getting the crystal fanfare just as the Lumaga is entering the dungeon. This time they did very different things between going to Pod and Thieves.
Ooh, 21! Blackjack! So now Thalane can do the smith chain.
I'm thinking he does that here.
Whereas Lumaga will have to think about stuff, and maybe he'll be pushed to Graveyard Ledge. But he'll probably do the front of Skull Woods first.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Skull to Graveyard Ledge is a fairly natural progression.
Thalane was going to turn down that heart, and then he realized, I only have 5. I should probably get a 6th.
Most of the time, 40 minutes into the run, you see a heart container at Dig Game, you're like, heck that noise. I'm not taking 3 seconds to pick up an item, but yeah, I'm taking that one.
Well, we'll get another look at whatever junk is in the dig spot.
Oh, great. I can't wait to ignore it a second time.
Actually, he hasn't done the smith yet, has he?
No, he's decided not to go with that.
Bit surprising. Going straight for Hype Cave now?
I guess so, and then comes the question of mountain or swamp, which is not an attractive place at all, except you're in the area. Mountain has so many more checks to it.
Yeah, I mean, you really want to do Green Pendant Swamp.
Well, it's probably got a sword. But no, I don't think so.
I mean, there's always a sword in Swamp.
No, we're pretty sure we had 4 bottles there this morning. But yes, 4 bottles or a sword, one of the 2.
Sometimes mitts, but we already have mitts. There's Lumaga's flippers.
And oh, yes. Yes. Of course he's doing this.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize we'd done the 5-6 crystals.
Yeah, it's so rare to just see those as the crystals you're allowed to do at the start.
Yeah. And with Aga down, we can do this the way the game intended you to.
I'm gonna dock him a couple points here. If he was really having fun, he would have left the bomb behind and mirrored just as the timer hit 0 to dupe the bomb. But, you know.
We can't all bomb dupe. I'm sure thalane can, but...
He just clearly won't. That's fine. I mean, the rest of this routing worked out so nicely. Just do that loop and get nothing for it.
Another blackjack.
And get nothing for it.
You clearly don't go to the casino often enough.
I mean, I've lost nothing at the casino cumulatively in my life, so it sounds like I go the right amount. Alright, this is it. The Death Mountain climb.
At long last. I mean, it is the only other crystal dungeon we can do, so makes sense.
If he really wanted here, he could have grabbed 300 rupees from the lumberjack tree, and I would have said, oh, no, why are you doing that?
I think we got enough money at this point. But yeah, Lumaga's gonna do the front of Skullwoods, get nothing, and then make his way via Bumper Ledge to Graveyard Ledge. And then I wonder if he'll go up the mountain, especially since he'll be right in the area.
Yeah, that would save him a bit of time if the progression drops on that path. And he does need to make up time somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, vanilla piece of heart on Spec Rock, vanilla piece of heart in Spec Rock. It's almost like there are a lot of pieces of heart in this race.
A few. And health is so scarce that even thalane, who I've seen skip some pretty quick hearts in the past, even he is going to take that single piece of heart.
Oh, and Lumaga used a drop down, so now he has to go all the way around to get out. But hey, well, both runners are up to 7 hearts, and with Blue Mail, that means Ganon's not even Oko. Where's the fun in that?
I would simply never get hit by Ganon. Thalane.
I mean, it's basically a brute force thing.
First try.
Now, we did see a big 20 in the map chest, right? So that's our second item, and we don't have to worry about the rest of Hera?
Could be.
I believe so.
That would be nice, just to get a total basement skip today.
And hey, here's Lumaga's mitts incoming.
Yeah, these don't hurt him too badly to find. Like, it's not like he's been missing progression gated by them. So it's just important that he's made his way here eventually.
Okay, East Death Mountain, here we come. We'll also find out whether we can open TR. It's been a while since I've seen Fire Rod on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that today. I think this is one of those days where if you can get into TR, you do make the dip. Because with the Ice Rod, either you're probably getting locked out right away, or you're finding the Fire Rod and just going all the way to the end.
And why am I not surprised TR is in fact Ether when that's the only medallion we have?
Because that's how the fill algorithm often works.
It's like the room of requirement.
I don't remember that part of the Hunger Games, but that's okay. Okay, this is a very good hookshot cave. All it has is the flute, but that's the whole entire flute.
Not a quarter of a flute?
Wait,
a piece of flute?
The flute actually isn't that good.
No, especially if Myers
I'm actually terrified of this flute. Can we put that flute back out of progression where the runners don't have to worry about it, please?
Ooh, finally Master Sword, which means now the book could be useful for pulling tablets.
Mm-hmm.
What do we even need besides Fire Rod, though? I mean, Fire Rod would be Go Mode, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It would do it at this point. 3 dungeons left for Thalane. And soon to be for Lumaga. 2 of them hard requiring Fire Rod, and the other requiring either Fire Rod or Bombos, so that is all we need.
So we've been Fire Rod from Go Mode for quite a while now, in fact.
Probably since we picked up the flippers, wherever they were.
Blind's Chest. Blind Cell. Yeah. Yep. So that's been a bit. Well, or in Lumaga's case, since he got the mitts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a fair amount of game to search just for the Fire Rod still.
Yeah. I mean, at least we're locked out of ice.
Yeah.
You really don't want to go into Desert or Mire. But you did just get that flute.
Yeah, that does make me give Mire the side eye a bit. The mushroom, on the other hand, isn't bad at all to check once you get that flute activated. Oh, and I guess we also needed the sword for Go Mode.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there are 2 out there somewhere.
Yeah, but who knows where they're
Probably in Ganon's Tower.
Alright, so we are going to see the TR dip. This is what I like to see. Just, you're up here, you're probably not going far. Poke your head in and see what happens.
How many keys down the rabbit hole can we go?
One.
That'll get us to Chain Chomp Room. Thalane, you're taking the long way around, given that you can't really do anything here. I don't... Yeah.
You know, all things considered, that's not a bad pokey fight. Like,
yeah,
it looks really clumsy, but
I mean, he could
On
have
Master Sword, there's not a lot you can do.
he could have used silvers.
Oh, yeah.
But that comes up so rarely.
This is true. This is true. Or, you know, ether to freeze it and then hammer it because we gotta check what that stun prize is. No.
So what do you think? Vanilla Big Key coming up that will let us go to Crystal Roller Room?
I think so. There's the other problem with silvers. If you hit the wrong part of the body, it kills that part of the body and just sends things flying.
Okay, so we can progress no further than Mimic Cave. But Fire Rod and Mimic Cave is still a possibility.
Yeah, so Thalane's going to have bled a little bit of time here, but this is time that he certainly has to spare.
And it's entirely possible Lumaga follows him into Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough call in Lumaga's spot of, do I go in here to make a kind of wild play that my opponent might not do, or do I just skip this because my opponent's here? Because I expect Lumaga knows that execution-wise he's not on par with Thalane, and he just needs to make up time in other places. So that's probably weighing in his mind with some of his decisions at this point.
Yeah, definitely with how long they've been in this community. They know each other's strengths and play styles.
It makes it hard in a race like this when you're faced with a fighter sword egg tower and you just go, okay, well, I'm against the lane, so that's quite a lot of time right there lost on top of everything else.
But Lumaga now has his Master Sword, so he knows for sure that he is simply Fire Rod away from go mode. Discovers that TR is openable, and after some indecision decides he's going to open it.
Oh no. That's too bad. Yeah, not going into here was the play he needed to make.
Yeah. I mean, he does need to open it at some point, so the question is whether he'll actually go in. Because he hasn't even gone into
if he's
Hookshot
backtracking
Cave.
to open it now, that's just... It's a very roundabout way of opening it.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised he didn't just do Hookshot Cave.
Alright, Mushroom Turn from Thalane shows us nothing of value. So we are going to get the Mire area check, which is 3 items in the overworld, plus 2 in each dungeon, if we can dip those.
I wonder if the flute will lead Lumaga away, if he, might not go into TR. Oh, he's doing Spike Cave. We have not seen this.
That's good. That's good. You can see Thalane shaking his head. He was, I think, pretty happy to see that Mire was locking him out with the Bombos requirement, and then just key under the doormat is...
He's always under the doormat.
Not what you want to see here. He was so happy.
But
Great, I don't have to deal with this.
That is our entrance to ice, though.
It is.
Which means Fire Rod could be in ice, and in any case, it's another crystal we can do.
Yep. Lumaga.
No!
Okay.
I was seeing that coming.
That just breaks your heart to see.
Yeah.
If he hadn't opened Turtle Rock, he'd have had more magic.
Yes. True. Okay. He's going to activate the flute now. He'll get Bombos. Now, maybe he'll, Maybe he'll go straight to ice because he'll figure Thalane's probably doing desert. And ice is a crystal.
Yeah.
That could buy him back some time. Thalane hasn't done checkerboard yet, has he? He went straight into desert after my
correct.
So that's, of course, another possibility. Did we get both items there? I know, neither of us can count past one. Oh, you're claiming to be able to count to 2?
No, sorry, I'm saying yes, I also cannot
Oh,
count.
okay.
I answered yes, indicating no.
Oh, chat's saying Lumaga even had a potion that he probably got from the waterfall fairy.
Yeah, that is true. He threw it in, got a blue potion, so that hurts even more. Finally, almost an hour in, getting the Zagina check. We know it wasn't required earlier, and in fact, is never required, though.
Another vanilla piece of heart.
It is a heart refill.
Yeah, what's he up to? 10, wow.
That feels high for these races.
Okay, Lumaga's got the flute out. Flute to 8?
Yeah. Ooh, are both runners going to 8? Yes.
Wow, so if Fire Rod is in here, we could have a race.
We could. Lumaga would be in a much stronger position than he was before.
Yeah. Thalane would still have the lead because he's already opened some of the chests in TR, so he'll have a quicker time when he goes back there. Oh,
This is not good for Lumaga, even if...
Getting the book. This is an odd time to get the book. I would first do ice and then get the book.
Yeah, if your Fire Rod's in ice, great, you're in go mode. You're done. Now, of course, he doesn't know exactly how everything's played out, but...
But he does know he's Fire Rod from go mode.
Yeah. And... Well, I mean... There's a Tempered Sword, which is very good for both runners.
I mean, Tempered Silver's Ganon fight is as good as you're going to do in this mode.
Oh, you know what? Lumaga can't go into Ice Palace. He doesn't have magic.
Oh, right.
But this game's actually really hard.
He can flute to, well, 1, he still has Blue Goo. 2, he can flute to 2
he's
and
got the Blue Goo. Yeah,
buy a potion.
Looks like we're going to see the mushroom turn in as well.
Might as well, if you're here anyway.
There we go.
First try every time.
That is 2 items so far in Ice Palace. If I count them as they come, it
This
becomes
could be
easier.
a Jet Ice Palace. And Lumaga hard resets out of Potion Shop in case he wants to fake powder.
Yep. I like it. Keep that option open. He's headed now to the Dark World. I don't think he just done the Pyramid Fairy yet, so that may be on his list here.
Still, I don't know. I would have refilled my magic first.
I mean, there's a chance when he does this Pyramid Fairy turn in, he can check his bottle in and possibly get something. Potion out of that, but...
And while we were talking, Thalane must have gotten the 3rd item in ice or he wouldn't be rushing the boss.
Yeah. Let's assume that. God, I was counting items and then I stopped.
Yes, you managed to count to 2 this time. That's
I'm
twice
there.
as high as usual.
gold
Yeah.
stair fight.
That's about as good of a fight as you can have with Bombos plus Tempered Sword. So once again, Thalane is a full dungeon up on Lumaga. And we still have no idea where the fire rod is.
No idea.
It's probably in Swamp Palace.
Swamp? Mire? Somewhere? You know, casual hobo tech. Hour and 3 minutes in, as you do.
Leave no stone unturned, right? Is Lumaga doing Smith Chain now?
Okay. This could be the out he needs.
Yeah, we haven't seen this from either runner.
This works well for him because he gets to do Smith Chain and Fake Powder at the same
Right.
time. So he gets that combination, and what he needs right now is Fire Rod to show up, not in the path of easy things Thalane is looking for.
Right, so this is going to be 5 checks. Smith Chain, Hammer... That is, Smith, Hammer Pegs, Magic Bat, Purple Chest, and Bombos Tablet.
Did he pick up that book from the ledge?
No, he never did.
All right, 4 checks. 4 checks.
Or, wait, or did he?
No, when he had the money for Zora, he...
Wait, but he went back there. Now I'm confused.
They've been going in and out of the Zora area with and without money. Oh, and Thalane walked into Zora area, but then
Okay,
walked out.
chat's confirming he did get the book. Okay. Yeah, so Thalane had... Yeah, there's Lumaga's book. Okay.
We just needed him to pause.
Okay.
Just pause more runners. Turn off quick swap.
Yeah, we were so thrown when he didn't go into ice and instead used that whirlpool that was like... You know?
No, I don't, but okay.
Hey, using up all his magic worked well for the fake powder.
Yes.
Didn't get much for his trouble.
All right, so yeah, 5 checks total in this run. But unfortunately for him, Thalane is on that same path.
And the first 3 checks were junk. Or you can mirror here and not be able to check Bombos.
You could mirror here, flute to 7, drop off the purple chest with the old man.
Or
he's going to go through the dark world, okay. Because
Okay.
my solution was to go to desert, boots clip up onto the Bombos tablet ledge, and then get disqualified for glitching, which I do not recommend.
You didn't know we just suddenly made this an overworld glitches tournament?
I'm saying we did. It seems like no one else knows about that.
Anyway, Lumaga, you can ditch the chest now and, you know, use the invisible chest glitch. But no, he loves that chest with all his heart.
It's a nice little chest.
And if it's not on Bombos, like, he has to go to ice now. Because you have to do that sooner or later.
At some point, he does have to do ice. And we know that with the sword there, it's not going to... Well, it's going to make everything else he does faster.
Yeah.
Of course, he
But
doesn't
he
know the sword's
first
there,
needs magic to open ice.
just drink the blue potion. Or
Or, you know, flute to 2, or go back
into swamp.
Is he doing swamp?
He's doing swamp.
Whatever happened to ABCD?
I mean, like, I get it. You're against the lane. You want to cut time. You maybe do a couple strange turns in the routing to get the leg up somewhere. It's just not working out for him. Partly because he doesn't find the fire rod, but also just it feels like every time he tries to do an outside play, every time he checks somewhere a little weird, Thalane's there. Thalane's right behind him checking those same things. So if Fire Rod drops on any of these paths, Thalane's got the advantage.
Yeah. And what'll be really unfortunate is if it does wind up being Spike Cave and he was almost in go mode.
I don't wish that on him. But
And
actually, we're not.
We see there that he did have a blue potion
Yeah.
that he could have used.
So we're actually not seeing him do swamp like we maybe expected. He is, I assume, now doing ice.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little bit tilted by now. I mean, that death in Spike Cave was just,
That was kind of the only real big thing.
Yeah.
But it's, that one hurts.
Well, at least he'll shortly have a tempered sword. And then what? He could go for Broken Doomire. We haven't seen that yet. And, you know, in his shoes, he has to think of, what's the lane doing? I need to do something different because he can out-execute me.
Yeah. Now, at this rate, we'll probably see Lumaga through the dungeon about the same time Thalane is, so...
And then they both go to Mire?
Could be, unless Thalane just pulls his Fire Rod here, in which case this is done.
I mean, Swamp is the most item-dense location left.
Yep.
And then you turn in the green pendant afterwards, too.
Yep. 6 is significantly more than 2.
Is it, though, when you can't count past 1?
6 has more 1s in it than 2 does.
Okay.
And there's the Fire Rod in the back of Swamp.
Okay, that's basically GG's.
Yeah. So... I don't know if you're Thalane, how you feel about that.
Probably not great, but probably okay, because, like...
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where you're like, okay, well... It is what it is. I have it now.
Yeah,
I have no idea when my opponent got that.
Yeah, it's not where Lumaga would really be inclined to go. I mean, I can't imagine Thalane thinking, oh, Lumaga, you know, totally galaxy-brained an early swamp dip.
No, but you can't rule out your opponent doing that either, so he's probably, I mean, if he does this right, he's just going to stay focused and just keep playing the video game and do what we should all do more, which is not worry about what our opponents are doing, which is impossible.
But that's what Fear Agent preaches in his podcast.
Don't worry about your opponent?
Yeah, or maybe it was one of his guests. I remember on the podcast at some point it came up in discussion that, you know, what you do is determines about 40% of the game. What your opponent does determines about 40% of the game. And what Rando does determines about 20% of the game.
Yeah.
So really you only have control of about 40% of the game, and that's all you can worry about.
Yeah. This is just textbook Skullwoods from Thalane. Like,
Yeah, I love the Gibdo against Spike trick there.
he's moving in the right directions to kill the enemies as fast as possible when he needs to. Except for some of these moth hits, which are going straight into the spikes. And only half of those are his fault.
Moth just likes hanging around the top sometimes. And unfortunately, Lumaga let the cold stare puffs get away from him. He does get 2 of them, but now that last one is kind of playing hard to get. There we go.
Nice double spin. only one spot left for Thalane to clear, and he's already started on it. We are headed back to the mountain for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and again, he will be able to just go to the fire-locked side, which we know has to contain the big key, and then just run straight to Crystal Roller Room.
That's right.
Oh, and Lumaga's doing Mire ahead of Swamp, which makes sense, because as I was saying, you know, he probably thinks Thalane's more likely to do Swamp, so for him to have a chance, he has to do Mire. I don't disagree with it, but...
No, he's not even doing
Oh, Desert.
Yep. All right. So it goes. We've all had those runs where we just can't find the dang items.
Yep. And it's tough when you're playing an opponent who you know is going to out-execute you and you know you need to take certain risks.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still not over the way this SpongeBob sprite moves. And like, the way it rotates, Thalane was spinning in the first, he's not doing it again. The way it rotates when he spins, it just...
Now I'll have to look
it's
the next time he does a spin
disconcerting.
attack.
I actually don't know what the spinning animation is. But it just looks a little wrong. I'm in love with it.
Oh, and another small key. Good thing he opened both chests.
So you probably still take the outside chest, or the outside path here, and open the big chest.
Yeah, because...
Actually, yeah. You
Because-
need all your keys.
Yeah, I believe it's 1 in 6 that the remaining key is in the big chest, and you don't want to really risk a 1 in 6 of having to go all the way back.
Nope. Come on. All right, so he's gonna skip that.
Oh, interesting.
But okay, did you see his double pokies RNG? Like he's clearly not worried about the probability. Everything's lining up.
I mean, that was impressive. Didn't even have to use the fire rod
In
or
theory,
anything.
the room is easy. You just walk into the room, and you have your sword spin ready, and you release it. It's just that the game's attacking me when it never gives me that RNG.
So, small key on Laser Bridge, or are we backtracking?
You know what? Just to punish him for that good RNG, I would make him backtrack at this point.
I mean, ironically, if, you know, Lumaga had gone into Swamp and gotten his fire rod without touching TR, he'd have the God TR and would just be
He would, yeah.
go-moding the whole back half of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
50-50. Oh no, he has the double beep. And it's in the big chest.
All right. The thing is, now that I've learned he has double beep, I actually don't want him to be punished. I'm a huge fan of the double beep. Shoutouts to everyone who uses double beep.
That's usually a Tam thing.
Yeah, shoutouts to Tam.
But Thalane's German and Tam's converted to German by being on a German league team, so maybe that's the common theme
Yeah.
here.
Great.
This is a lot of backtracking.
See, this is interesting. My gut would actually have said, oh, it's faster to just mirror, take the death, and go go back through, but I assume Thalane's done the math and knows.
Yeah, I agree with this. Neither is very good, and I probably would have opened the big chest in that situation.
Just a little punishment. But whatever, you know, you play the odds. You know it's 1 in 6. You don't make that decision lightly.
Yeah.
Or if you do, you're prepared to live with the consequences.
Lumaga's found bombs as one of his mire items, but that's not really helpful.
No.
Also, just to review for the 8,800 viewers watching, welcome to SpeedGaming Live. We are doing this as an in-person broadcast here. Your comms and your runners are all in the same room. When this race is over, they will just walk over here for an interview. We'll have a nice little chat.
Never tell me the viewer count. But it is actually fantastic to hear there's such a turnout for SGL. I mean, it's been a while since we had it in person. I know people have missed it, so.
Yeah, and I didn't get to come 3 years ago, so I was really looking forward to it.
Alright, nice Trinex fight so far. We're hoping for a double spin and then a single slash on the center head.
Perfect.
And almost perfect.
Almost?
He got bumped up from the bottom a little bit, so then he had to, like, turn back and face downwards. Ideally, you get just bumped on the bottom wall so you keep swinging. So I'm talking a second.
Meanwhile, at least Lumaga has silvers for Vitreous.
He gets to do that. At least there's that.
Who just leaves a small key.
Unfortunately, there's that.
Anyway, that's 7 crystals for Thalane. I see numbers in chat, even. If you would like to guess how many checks Thalane will have to make in GT Basement between 1 and 22, put your number in chat there. Thalane is signaling
I'm putting this in front of your
1
so
because it's the only number he can count to.
No, actually, it's not even that. I just... After he got punished for skipping the big chest, I just want Thalane to have a nice day. The man does double heart beeps. I want that to be rewarded.
There's my guess. He didn't even want to get his second row of hearts with that lovely heart sitting there on the torch.
At this point, I'm okay skipping. once you're at 10, especially this far into the race, it's okay.
And unfortunately for Lumaga, the second item in Mire is in cutscene chest, so...
It's just the worst feeling.
He'll be lucky to be in go mode by the time Thalane finishes at this point.
Oh, he doesn't even have the fire rod, so he has to do this the slow way. Yeah, this is not a great feeling.
Some days it's just how it goes. At least he does have a win under his belt. And he'll have to see how he does against Ack and Vex.
Yeah, as we said earlier, not an easy group for anyone to be fighting in.
Okay, this is going to be checks 8 through 11 in here. Fourth sword.
Heck yeah.
The one green 20 in this mode.
Oh, Lumaga is headed back to Spike Cave.
Oh,
It's
no.
like-
I mean, it is, like, weighing on your mind. I get that. I can't blame him. It's
Where
just...
else is he going to go? Swamp Palace? Nobody likes Swamp Palace. But, or, wait, is this a tablet check first?
Could be. Yeah, we never actually saw Ether Tablet, did we?
Don't think so.
And Thalane is on his way to check number 13 in the next room. Hey, there's our final heart container.
And that's a Sank heart.
13, I was off by 1.
Oh, right, that is going to be good for Thalane. To start climbing. Already got 2 small keys, so in absolutely no danger at the top.
Congratulations to Mizzlemare in chat as the first person to get this 13.
Nice little switch to silvers there. And some very convenient heart drops to keep him topped up. Oh. Oh, these are nice fights. Ooh, so close to clearing that room perfectly. Just dinged at the end by a switchblade. But of all the spots to get dinged in that room, that is the least painful.
Does Thalane have any way of restoring his health? Did he save Scum the Mushroom? I don't think so.
He did not save Scum the Mushroom, but he would have picked up powder from Mothula. So,
Oh, I
all
didn't
else
realize-
fails, top of the dungeon, he's got that.
I did not catch the powder on Mothula. Okay, well, I mean,
It's okay,
that's
he did.
all he really needs.
The game made him pick it up.
Okay. Yes, I mean... Clearly, I mean, the crystal wouldn't drop otherwise.
Everything playing out nicely in the gauntlet. None of the enemies really getting away from him. And I love that boomerang. Well, I loved what he was going for. I didn't love how he got off course. Three very nice silvers for Landmo 2. Properly baits that fireball so it doesn't get him while the door is opening. Again, we're going to see the GT climb over and over this weekend. We're going to see it done very well, and this is in the top set of
Yeah.
how you until that.
Okay,
Right?
slightly
See,
messy in
I gotta
last
stop saying
rope.
things.
Good thing you didn't talk about how easy that bridge is, or he would have
But
fallen
that bridge
off
is
it.
impossible, though.
Oh no! I thought that was intentional to use the iframes against the fire bar, but
No.
I guess it was accidental.
You wouldn't do it like that. But yeah, just a solid gauntlet climb until that happened. We do say, and it remains true, the gauntlet, the GT climb is really a final exam for the game. It's testing all the different items, situations that you've practiced throughout the game, and it's making you just fire them off one after the other in quick succession. And if you've practiced it, you will get through it consistently, minutes faster than other players.
Nice Moldorm fight. Especially the use of the hook shot there to keep his sword charged.
That's a great little hook shot to just jump out of the way and not get defeated. So Lumaga is going to hit go mode before Thalane finishes, but not by a ton. And I expect at this point he knows he's down. Two and two so far.
Not bad. Could get the 3 cycle here. Beautifully
Nicely done.
And here's Lumaga's go mode if he can just get underwater. There we go. Lumaga hits go mode as thalane is about to jump into Ganon, but at least he got the go mode.
Yep, quite a ways left.
I'm pretty sure he also finished Hera.
Could be. Alright, bottom middle position for these Ganon hits. Lanes through phase 1 easily, and I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, I think
through
that
phase 2.
he's done it already. Yeah, with those nice double spins.
Yeah, he was a bit short on his spin, so he had to improvise and go low to rack them up faster. That was nicely done.
We got plenty of silver arrows, plenty of magic for lighting the torches. Just don't fall. I think he was trying for the torch glitch, but...
No. He wanted to wait, get Ganon lined up there, and just do a triple right up the middle.
Very nice.
That's what I like to see in a Ganon fight.
So get your GGs in as thalane takes this match. And time.
Sub 130. Pretty good run, especially considering the required dip of Pendant Swamp. And it looks like Lumaga's going to call it there, given the number of dungeons he has left to do as well.
So we'll give them a moment to stretch and then have them come over here for an interview.
So that's 2 races I've watched today that have both been Agassides. But, you know, small sample sizes will mean that funny things happen with that.
Well, I feel like starting boots makes it slightly more likely Lumberjack has something, though this wasn't a Lumberjack
This
seed.
certainly wasn't. I mean, there were 300 rupees there, which the runners could have used at the start, but really didn't end up mattering after some of the other dumps. I mean, we'll talk about this with the runners, but a lot of this just came down to the execution advantage that thalane was carrying.
Yeah.
With, especially at the start, very few meaningful routing divergences. Like, you know, they went back and forth to Zora area and picked up the book at other times, but that didn't matter at all.
Okay, they're chatting with each other. Let's see if we can get them over here to, you know, chat with us.
Gentlemen, if you come over here, we have hats.
Thalane being the one with the sombrero on his lap or head.
The victory sombrero.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, GG's thalane.
Yeah, GG's. That was a fun race.
Yeah. I mean, actually felt pretty good until I couldn't find that fire rod.
Yeah, same. So I think the seed was like very generous for most of the time, but then like during the end, when it came down to fire rod, like I think we looked for that for quite a while, right? At least I did.
Oh yeah,
I certainly did.
Yeah, when you got your Master Sword was when you were both officially Fire Rod from Go Mode, and that was not too far in, really.
Yeah.
Thalane, just because I saw your face do some wonderful things, what was your thought when you saw Bombos in the Mire Shed?
I was not happy because I checked, like I flew to 6 to check the Maya medallion, and I thought, okay, hopefully it's not Ether, so I don't have to like go in there. And then I went into Maya Shed and it was Bombos. I was like, sure. I mean, that's just how it is every time, right? So
that's how it is every time. But
yeah.
you avoided going in. What kind of played into that?
So I kind of didn't really want to go into Maya, so I checked Desert, checked Checkerboard and all that. and then thought, okay, like what do I do? It's like 2 items in Misery Mire, or I could do like the Smith Chain, grab my book, go to like Swamp, check the tablet, and then maybe do Mire or do the Ether Tablet and Spike Cave before going into Mire. But yeah, I guess Swamp worked out, so it was like somewhere in between.
So Mire was bottom of your list, even with the key
yeah.
under the map.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy finding that either. Unfortunately, I didn't track it, so that's why I was so late going into ice.
Oh, that's why you almost went into swamp and kind of doubled back.
Yeah, I was
there.
like, wait, I still need fire. Hang on, I know I got bombos somewhere.
If you had kept the mist tracked and gone into swamp, it would have worked out really well for you.
Actually, probably.
Yeah. Well, and Swamp had that third sword. Sorry, Ice had that third sword as well that kept both of you going for a while. So then, Thalane, the big chest in Turtle Rock. Is that a skip you usually make, or?
Yeah, but I think this time it was more of the unusual thing, right? Where you dip into T-Rock, which is like, I guess it is sometimes a thing if you look for Ice Rod, but not for Fire Rod, right? So it was like half cleared and half not cleared, and then I thought to myself, okay, I half cleared it, so I have to get back into it. I remembered okay, you can just go past Chain Charms, don't need to check big key chests, so you can just go, and then I got godlike Pokies too, right? So
I know, I was so mad.
I saw that and I was like, okay, yeah, and then I just go right, go up, and the NMG muscle memory kind of came back, so I
Oh, so this was not an intentional skip?
No,
okay.
no, that was an accident.
I thought you were just playing the odds.
No, I mean, I was confused on Laser Bridge. I opened that last chest fully expecting a small key. I was like, what? Where is it? Which chest did I forget? But yeah, then I remembered.
So Lumaga, we saw you take a fairly large tour of the world before finally getting to Swamp.
Yes.
What kind of led you to those places? What was motivating those calls?
I mean, at that point, looking for Fire Rod, right? I had a lot of things I didn't want to do, so I had to pick something. And I think comboing Desert and Mire was near the top of the dungeon list, even though Swamp is denser. And then I started thinking, well, could be Pedestal. Maybe I should start getting these bosses. That's why I didn't do Landmo, but I did do Vitreous, thinking that's about the time that I thought that.
Well, and Pedestal was such a weird entity in this race because the book was visible from the start, but not easily accessible, and then you still couldn't beat Skull to quickly check the ped, so it was, I imagine, in your minds without actually being able to do anything with it.
It was. Spike Cave was also in my mind because I was
that was heartbreaking.
Just at the edge of the spikes and took a death, and I figured, I'm sure there's something in there. There wasn't, but
yeah.
I was sure
And you had a blue goo on you, was the
Did I? Oh, shoot.
more heartbreaking part.
It's interesting to hear that for both of you, your routing decisions, particularly in the late game, were just, where don't I want to go?
Yeah.
Which I totally understand, but is always funny to remark upon. So, Lumaga, this puts you at 1-1. Thalane, you're at 1-0 right now. I mean, I assume your plan is to do well in your other races. Any specific thoughts on your group members?
No, I'm just looking forward to play other races, meet some new people like Lumaga, we haven't met before, right? Yeah. So, yeah, just lots of fun.
And I hear there's a really new guy, Ak the Boker, who has almost no experience in your group.
He must be new, yeah.
No, same. I am also looking forward to playing against and talking to people who are kind of outside of my usual circle. So just very happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me on to the stage today.
Yeah, thank you.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right, well, I think we'll wrap up this interview. I don't know what to talk about at this tournament because this isn't SG Online. So this is SG Live. So, Drosy, if you want to take that.
Yeah, well, coming up next right here, we actually have a Zelda 1 rando match between Malchior and Jam Evil with Boof and Mrs. Malchior as your comms. So, stick around here. That's what's coming up next.
But I need to go eat today, not watch other races.
Food in front of the computer?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
But yeah, once again, thanks to our tracker, Drunk Future Self. Always very much appreciated to have trackers because, especially when both comms can't count past 1, you know.
Someday I'll learn.
But yeah, finally, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. All right, stay tuned for Zelda 1 Randomizer right here on SpeedGaming.
Yeah, thanks for watching.